Today I'm making some stuffed shells with lean ground beef. Here I am seasoning it with some black truffle sea salt, Italian herb seasonings, and garlic powder. I used one bouillon cube. You don't have to season it to your taste as you'd like. I let this saute in the pan. By the way, I did not add any oil to the pan. Mine is lean ground meat and I did not need any oil at all. So if you get like something less lean, you definitely don't need any oil. I transfer this from the frying pan to another pan so that it can cool down until we make our mixture that's gonna stuff the shells. So now we're just gonna get the shells prepared. I put a saucepan with some water and I add a generous amount of salt, and then I add my shells there. I have about 24 shells there. I'm probably not going to use that many, but I put them in just in case some of it breaks as it is boiling. Once I drain them, I just spray a lined pan with a little cooking spray so that they can separate and cool. Now we're going to make the filling. That's ricotta cheese. I use about 2 cups, some grated Parmesan, about a quarter cup or so, and then about another half a cup to a cup of mozzarella cheese. And then I hit it with the same seasonings that I used in the meat, and I mix it all together. Once that is mixed together, then I'll add about a half or 3/4 of the ground beef that we cooked previously, and it's cool. So now I add that in and I mix it together. Guys, it was smelling so delicious, let me tell you. And then I just needed to add 1 egg. I'd never break my egg over my mixture. I always break it separately so I can remove that part. And then I add it to it. And we mix it all together. And then once everything is well combined, you can use fresh parsley. I just had dried parsley. And my son is not a big fan of too many things mixed into his meals anyway, so we get the baking dish and I just pour a little bit of the sauce. I use bottled sauce here. I added a little bit of the meat that was left over into the sauce, as you can see there. And then here we go. Start to stuffing my shells and adding it to the pan. Now this recipe I got over 20 years ago from Larry that I used to work with. Many years ago, his mom used to make stuffed shells. They're from Vermont, and I asked her for the recipe and she gave me the recipe. Over the 20 years, let me tell you, I've switched it and changed it and added and subtracted so many things, but every single time this thing is a favorite in my house. I just added the rest of the ground meat all over before I added the sauce. And then once I add the sauce, I just spread it out a little bit so that it could be even over everything. And then I added my cheese on top. I started with the Parmesan on the bottom because it's a little harder. I wanted the mozzarella to be on top so that it could be, nice and have a nice little pull to it. So once I do that, then I will cover the pan. And I will bake at 350 covered for about 20 minutes. And then after 20 minutes of baking it at 350, I'll just take the foil off so that it can bake for another, 15 or so minutes uncovered. And this is our final product. Absolutely delicious. My son loves this thing. I took out a few pieces just to try it myself. He did not want a salad with it, let me tell you. He wanted garlic knots, which you can see in the back there. I had made some this morning.